Hey, this is Old Gaming Guru. I'm getting ready to dive into Path of Exile, and I am in Cruel mode, the last place right before you fight Doriani for the end of the game. I am playing my Ice Strike Monk, and as you can see here, he is a wonder. It's great to play a great ice build again, and Ice Monk I think is probably one of the best creations that GG has done. Pretty much freezes everything, so a lot of his defenses are really not even important because he freezes it just like that. And when he freezes, he can also hit and pick up power orbs, so he gets more crit. And because of that, he is just amazing on bosses. And you will see here as I go on to face Doriani. Now I still die, but let me tell you is this guy is a tank. And because of this freeze ability that he does, if he gets time to hit something, then it's frozen. So if it's not, then I can throw down my bell attack, and then he's frozen almost for sure. Even the hardest bosses seem to just fall before this guy really quickly. I have not struggled with bosses. I've not struggled at all with my ascendancy because they're frozen. What I've struggled with is the bug where I can't pick up any more ascendancies, so I'm basically stuck going 2 ascendancies, and I'm going to end game with that. I don't know what's going on with that bug. I filed a report, and so have a lot of other people. They're not getting their little keys to actually unlock their final ascendancies, their final 2. And I guess if you can't get the 3rd one, you can't get the 4th one either, so we're all stuck in the same place. So anyways, this build is built around Ice Strike, and then the bell, and you get Ice Strike about Act 3, and before that you use Glacial Cascade, which also does a good job of freezing stuff and is actually a really useful skill if you've got a boss that does a lot of damage and you can't be close to him. Is Glacial Cascade is still an awesome skill. I'll show you all of this in my build discussion later, but right now what I'm trying to do is just show you just the power of this build, and you can decide if you want to play it. You see here I'm making mincemeat of pretty much anything that's on the screen in 1 or 2 hits. I have got crappy gear, I've got crappy RNG. I don't know what it is, but there's people bragging about all the stuff that they've gotten from the game, how great the loot is as you get into the Cruel Acts. That has not been my case. I think I am wearing most of my gear from Act 3 and normal, and not much else. I know my rings and belts for sure. I may have picked up a decent staff in Cruel 1, but I have not spent currency on doing anything but basically bricking other items. I know you guys all know the feeling. But look at this. Alright, so here we got, one thing I like is the rare bosses are actually fair but up. Oh my god, I got a currency drop. Now see, this is what you get when you actually make videos promoting the game. Alright, there goes my bell, there goes my strike. Beautiful. See, look at this. Alright, now I can pick up this Regal Orb. Okay, let's keep moving towards Doriani and then move on to showing you guys how my build's laid out. Alright, so once they're frozen, you'll see a little blue fire over them. That means they can be hit with Killing Strike. Killing Strike should be slotted so that it gives you back life and mana, and it also serves as a Culling Strike, and it gives you a Power Orb. Those 3 things will pretty much carry you through endgame on this. And there was a lot of people complaining this was a really hard character to play. I do not get that because I thought this was actually pretty simple. And I've got my Ice Bite on my right mouse button. My bell is on my W key where I usually put my mines. And then I threw in Freezing Wave just for big pop. I never use it. Ice Strike just takes out things too quickly, even huge packs. And this wasn't a really good one to showcase, but I'm really trying to make a video here just to show you what it's like in, hard mode before I get to maps. And then I'll make a video once I actually get into maps at different tiers, and then I'll show you exactly what I've done to change this build. Okay, you saw that little blue fire appear above him. I could have hit him and picked up a power orb. Honestly, the toughest part about getting power orbs is I kill stuff too quickly. I mean, this is Cruel. Last part of Cruel, and I am not struggling with this at all. You can see here with 67% evasion, huge packs. It's just like Flicker Strike. That's what I really love. I loved Flicker Strike. I had a guy that was just oh my god, an Exalted Orb. What's going on here? Chris must have heard I was making a video and decided to increase my drop rate. Alright, so there we go. And remember my #1 golden rule about POE. Yes, Chris Wilson is trying to kill you. And as soon as you get close to leveling, that's pretty much you could assume when you're going to die. And you see these bosses and stuff I'm fighting too, is I can also use Hand of Cholula to put a curse on them and make them more susceptible to freezing, and I can do that on Doriani. I don't usually waste it. I actually don't have to think about it, because usually I'm clearing really, really fast. I am clearing a little bit slower on this particular level. And part of it's the layout, and part of it is the mobs are getting a little bit harder. One of the key things that's in this build that you pick up on your tree is that once you freeze something, it no longer has any resistances. So any positive resistances are wiped out. That's amazing. I could also pick it up on my ascendancies, but I don't need it to, because anything that's frozen basically has no resistance when I attack it. Alright, let's keep moving on towards Doriani here. Okay. You can see large packs of mobs. And you know, people really... there's the bell. Okay, I put that down because there was probably a rare there. And boom, boom, boom. First time I've had to really use the flask heavy. And look how long the freeze lasts, too. It's amazing. I expect that this build will get nerfed eventually. And we'll just keep rolling here towards success in Doriani. And then mapped. Boom, boom, boom. Just gone. And I've tried every other character type that's out here right now in PoE 2. And I don't know, I just really took to this one. Just because of the freezing mechanism. I mean, it's amazing how defensive freeze is, and it allows you, even with a weak character build, to move forward in the game. Don't forget Herald of Ice. You need that for the explosions that freezes everything around. Okay, I'm getting rid of the crap here. Let's keep moving. Doriani should be coming up here pretty quick. My resistances, by the way, are garbage. I'm like at 45%, I think. I said because my drops have been so bad, I haven't been able to actually max or cap out any of my resistances, which is really unusual for me. I usually do that as early as possible, and then have over 30% over cap, you know, well before I start doing my ascensions for the first time. And then I keep it for the rest of the entire run. But I'm at like 45% right now. Alright. Where are you, Dorian? I'm trying to remember where he's at. Okay, that's right. I gotta go around this little S bridge. There we go. Boom. Okay, one tip on this is if you have ranged mobs that are firing at you from behind, hit the first mobs, the melee mobs first, and then go ahead once, just once to get them frozen or chilled. Okay, and here's my inscribed ultimatum that will be absolutely worthless. I can't do any of my third or fourth ascension. I'm gonna double check though. Yep, nope. You see right here, can't ascend with that. Worst decision GGG ever made. Why have different ones? All right, where's the Doriani? This is a pretty epic battle. You'll fight him in 2 phases. First phase will be just him. The next phase he'll turn into a giant robot. If you let him become unfrozen for long periods, he will kill you. Guaranteed. And we just keep hitting him. Every 4th hit we put down a bell. The bell does more damage. It helps keep him frozen. We've got to apply Hand of Chula. I tried to apply it there, but it didn't take. Okay. Now he builds his robot. On this one, the robot is not hard. Just stay behind it, dodge roll or whatever, and keep him locked down with freeze. Okay, so here we go. He comes out of freeze, you're dead. That move right there I called the Ranger Killer.
There is no escape.
Okay, smash the melee guy. He does another Ranger Killer or a Mage Killer. Yeah. Okay, boom, boom, boom. He's locked, he's locked, he's locked. Ooh. Oh, I can't believe I lived through that one. Okay. Caught it right at the end of the dodge roll. Oh, I forgot. Okay, that's right. Move outside of the circle on that one. And this one's bad. Bad, 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 bad. Get out of the circle. Stay up. There we go.
You didn't stand a chance.
Okay. Even old gaming gurus die. Okay, let's man up and do this again.
So, at the eve of the end, the demon of Vatsuatl has finally come.
Alright, so this time is I gotta lock him down a little harder. So, oh, there we go. See, now he's got the frost symbol above his head. Okay, boom, boom, boom. That's Hand of Chula. Or Chula, or whatever. Okay, keep that bell down. Keep smacking him. Stay out of his fiery orb, stay out of his fire thrower. You can see here I barely touch my health potions, that's the way you want to be. Stay out of his lightning beams or laser beams. Just keep hitting him, keep him locked down so he can't do this kind of stuff. Okay, see he's taking damage really quick. My DPS right now is about 6,700, which isn't great. Okay, so then I even kill him. I try to finish him off because he's susceptible to a cull, but no, he gets second phase anyways. Okay, here comes his robot.
It happened! It cannot be stopped!
No, I will succeed.
Okay, behind the robot. Get Hand of Cholula on him. There we go. Frozen, frozen, frozen. Stay behind him. Okay, get that bell down. You're going to take an occasional hit. Can't see the bell the entire time, but it's there. Okay, I gotta get Hand of Chula on him again. Okay, now I'm just gonna burn him before he does his patented kill everything in sight move that slows you as well. And he is now gonna go down. Almost fell through those lasers, but okay, done. That's it. I'm through Cruel.
How could this happen? All I've done.
Okay, all that's left now is talk to
I
Doriani.
sacrificed.
Your people cannot be saved.
And I can't leave the arena that way, but okay, wait for
You can
Doriani
stay
to
here
appear.
and die, or come with us and help save the future.
Okay, I'm listening to him
Legacy
talk.
of the Val must be protected. I do know of a way.
Oh,
to
there he is.
complete the
Okay,
beast.
yep.
Let's just
Got
start
it.
talking then.
Let's get my gold. Hey, look at the quality loot I got. Bunch of gold. and a bunch of blues, and one staff that I probably won't use. Okay, so let's take a look at the skill gems and what you're going to need to do early on. Alright, so things that you want to get to begin with is you're going to get your quarterstaff, and you want to go ahead and pick up overpower, close combat, and then soul thief to regen your mana, because mana is pretty hard to regen early on without over spamming your flask. Okay, so make sure your quarterstaff skill, that'll last you till about third act. That and Glacial Cascade is just a lifesaver, and so I picked that up. It's great to get rid of range bosses or things that hit you hard close up. Deep freeze and concentrated effect is what I picked up with that. Didn't add any points there, but Glacial Cascade is your go-to for bosses early on in the game, and even a couple late game bosses. Okay, so I've made sure I've leveled up those up as I've gone along. Okay, so then going down, Killing Palm. It's another early one you need to pick up. Killing Palm will basically go ahead and give you some life drain, and it will give you additional charges. So it is the one as your Culling Strike that will generate power charges for you. Get that early on. Elemental Invocation is going to be my cast on crit kind of, or cast on freeze. It's not working because I don't have the ascendancies yet to get my spirit points. Hand of Cholula is going to provide your curse, so I've got additional freezing built into Hand of Cholula. Okay, so these two are absolute must-haves early on. Okay, so then we go down and we do the bell, the Tempest Bell. Gives me back more mana, generates rage. Okay, so very, very powerful skill. So this is your early game setup, and then about Act 3, you'll pick up Ice Bite, or not Ice Bite, but Ice Strike. Blah, blah, blah. But keep Glacial Cascade around and leveled. Alright, Ghost Dance is a defense. Herald Device is my explode. As you can see, I get additional freeze out of it in a larger area, and that's really, really critical. Okay, because you want to basically freeze all the mobs around you. Plus, I put in blind. Not because, because I'm an evasion build. Evasion plus blind means you are super tanky. Then we go down, and we're going to go ahead and jump into Ice Strike. Ice Strike, I also too added Ice Bite to, more damage. I've got Martial Temple for faster attacks, obviously. Then I'm hopping around the screen, killing things all over the place faster. And then I added more damage with Cold Infusion. Wave of Frost is not bad. It just helps freeze things early on in the game. And it works fairly well. It's just not as good. I don't have it leveled up. But when you've got Herald Device and Ice Strike, basically you get the same effect as Wave of Frost because you're blowing things up and that's freezing everything around you. So there you have it. And once again, I've got quality. Anything I got for quality, I happen to find 3 gemstone chisels. So there you go. I added on 15 quality to get more effect out of it. Do not forget Glacial Cascade. I'm telling you, there's like 2 or 3 bosses that you will have a hard time killing early on. So make sure you keep it around, and I think even one cruel boss, it's much easier. It's the big fire guy in the trench. Okay, so we look at my gear. Okay, I've got a decent quarterstaff. I've got it, of course, slotted with more physical damage and more cold damage. You can see here, this thing's just a piece of garbage, really, other than the crit chance and the 87% more damage. I've got just crap. It's garbage. But it was the highest DPS that I found so far. I did have one with 87% more elemental damage that was close to this in physical damage, but it did less damage on over here on my gems. You can see it did actually about 2,000 DPS less, which I found really bizarre. Got crap gloves, crap staff. Those are just bad stats. 4 out of the 6. If I get a Chaos Orb, I'll fix that. Okay, I got this for life. Added some more resistance. And there's, other than the 10 to 14 additional cold in the life, that's a pretty worthless set of gloves. The dexterity's nice, and it's got a decent fire resistance, but nothing to write home about. Okay, my ring. Okay, crappy life, crappy cold resistance, crappy lightning resistance, but also adds cold to my attacks. Okay, you can see here my resistances. Okay, I've actually improved a little bit. My resistances are garbage. I've never gone through cruel mode with these lower resistances. It's a testament how strong this build is. I mean, it's pretty bad when my chaos is 1/4 of what I've got in my mains, and I'm not at 75%. I'm not 30 points over. My belt is garbage. Just horrible. I mean, the only thing good about this is the evasion rating, and the life is not bad. And plus the poison, if you can find reduced poison duration, it will help you a lot when you fight the Val. The amulet here, garbage other than the +1 to melee skills. Okay. The hat, garbage. I mean, you just look at this stuff, and there's 1 or 2 good rolls on each piece. And I just cleared Cruel with really not much difficulty. That's how good this build is. I mean, it's just, leech mana. I don't even do physical damage. Why does leech mana matter? I couldn't even get a double digit on my resist. Okay, here's maximum life is the big one here. Plus the additional mana is nice. Everything else was garbage on that ring. These boots, no movement speed, but more max life and a decent lightning roll. I will replace these as quickly as I can. And hey, I got a little bit of chaos resistance, so that maxed it out. All right, my flasks are decent. And of course, I'm rocking a charm here. And it's the only thing saving grace here is I can actually max out a resistance if I've got a charm and I get hit. I like the new system of flasks. I don't know if I like the charm system as much. But hey, it got me through Doriani, and he does a beast load of lightning, so what can I say? This character has been a lot of fun, and I think if I didn't have the freeze mechanism, I probably would have struggled much more. But it's just been an amazing character to play. So let me show you my tree. Okay, so my ascendancies, since I've only been able to get 2 since I'm bugged, I went for Unbound Avatar, which is a quick attack over here, and it adds a ton of damage, elemental damage. And then I picked up Chilled Ground to get that. Next, I may go down this pathway and pick up this for the additional spirit so I can actually use my cast on freeze. And that's just totally worthless now because I'll have this in my tree. I don't see a lot of exciting other choices here to pick from. So once I get my spirit up, I think I will be kind of stuck trying to figure out what I want to take next. But I might pick that up just in case I don't freeze something. So we'll see. All right, I started off down my tree. I went down the basic path and picked up a lot of attack and cast speed. Attack speed is more important, obviously. And I didn't pick up life on kill. I went for this so I could get mana regen, because mana in early stages of Monk is brutal. Okay, I then picked up the extra cold, the extra freeze buildup, and that was pretty much it. I saved this until later. I think I picked it up in Act 3 of normal. It wasn't important early on because the density of mobs wasn't there. But when you fight like 10 at once and you kill them all at once and you take some damage, it's a huge benefit. So then I raced up here. I grabbed crit damage bonus. I then raced over here and picked up more critical hit chance. And then I picked up this, which actually does damage. More damage is if you've chilled an enemy lately. That's a huge bump. Okay? None of this is on. I don't know why I added that point. Take that off later, I guess. But there's nothing else up here, really. And this is one of the things about the tree I don't like. A lot of dead nodes right down your main path. Okay, so got all this. Then I came back and got my recover life because now I was moving in towards cruel mode. I picked up more attack speed. And then I really started focusing on crit. So I grabbed all of these here, picking up the diamond first. So I went to the left. Then I came back and picked up that. Gave me more dex, which means more crit and more evasion. Okay? Next part of the tree I went down. Right here. Okay, grab freeze buildup. Damage against frozen enemies was huge. And then elemental resistances are completely ignored if they're frozen. That's what makes this build right there. So make sure you grab that, otherwise your hits will just struggle. All right, so here I picked up more crit. I think you're catching the pattern here. I raced all the way down to here and then grabbed this for more damage when affected by Herald Device, which is obviously one of my offensive auras I'm running. And I can only run 2 auras right now because I only have 60 spirit. I then grabbed all of these, and this is straight out of Don's build. More attack speed. Okay, and more importantly, more defenses. So 30% increase in defenses is huge. But mostly this is just crit hit chance and attack speed. Okay, so I got that. I got that after I got those 3. Okay, grab those, and then I grabbed these for the additional evasion and dexterity. And that's pretty much it. You know, I'm pretty happy with where this character is at right now. I'm going to go down here and pick up more crit chance next. In this whole group, so I'm going to pick up these 3 nodes. And that'll pretty much finish out this build. And so there is a quick overview of what I've done and why I've done it and the gear that I have. It sucks, and if I can rage with this build, so can you. So anyways, there's my character, POE 2, Freeze Monk. Hope you enjoyed it. Old Gaming Guru out.